This was, I think probably a huge year for CTV. I mean, everyone has been talking about how the pandemic kind of pushed streaming kind of ahead by years. But even the IAB this year at Newfronts kind of was talking about the importance and the value of CTV and detailing kind of what buyers thought about CTV and why it was so valuable. I mean, if you think about what's happening right in the US right now in consumers' homes, TVs are bigger than ever. The average TV size is 50 inches, and most of them are connected. And more smart TVs with built-in operating systems are replacing older TVs that have pucks or sticks. And so consumers are spending more and more time watching streaming. And that has really fractured TV audiences. So TV is just as important, but it's now harder for advertisers, marketers, agency teams to find the audiences they need to reach. So we're really focused on working as a partner, with those teams, because we own the glass. And we have first-party ACR data, automated content recognition data. And we understand everything that hits the screen. And so we have kind of a unique opportunity to understand, reach and frequency and exposure of our advertising to consumers. And that's where we're really focused.
So how does that ACR data, help guide investment on the buy side?
So, I think the conversation these days is a lot about incremental reach, right? And I think we're thinking about the uncorded, right? There's been so much made of the decline in subscription to pay TV, and that's real. But if you look at kind of the data around subscription and how people are watching television, the large majority of Americans still subscribe to pay TV and spend some of their time watching linear TV. But it's really, not equal across all viewers. About a third of television viewers, looking at our data, watch less than an hour of television a week. So being able to see kind of usage and consumption across all delivery types, streaming, OTT, gaming, whatever hits the glass, we house and have unique insights that we want to bring to the marketplace to help advertisers kind of get smarter about where they place their media.
Now, I know privacy is very important to you guys, to the industry. Talk about targeting, ad targeting to the household, to the device level. I know you're on the research side, but how does that fit into targeting devices and how is that activated?
Yes, absolutely. Privacy is of utmost importance to us and always has been and always will be. Our ACR technology is a double opt-in experience for consumers, and we believe that's extremely important. So that's the most important thing to say. But when we, activate the ACR, what it also does is, help guide consumers and viewers to the content that they want to see, and enable the TV to perform at its optimum. And so then what we're doing there is then able to bring that household, the TV exposure, to our clients, right? So we understand if a consumer is not watching linear television, we understand when an ad hits that screen, and we can observe and evaluate reach and frequency of our partners' ad campaigns, whether they're working with us or not working with us, right? We can see everything that happens. And so we can kind of bring some of that insight that's hard to reach to those consumers. I think one of the examples of this is the fact that most streaming households subscribe to multiple streaming services, and those walled gardens are really difficult to understand duplication across. So our line of sight to the screen can really help our partners really understand when that happens. And we've been talking about moving away from a content first approach to a device first approach. So instead of, or not only just reaching consumers in the best content that they want to watch, but also thinking about how devices, particularly television devices, because each household has only one TV in the living room, right? Everyone has that one best TV that everyone's watching whenever they can. And so that is automatically kind of deduplicated audience. And so we start there and kind of build out from that.